All right, here we go. Title screen. Welcome back to Fighting with Friends and still the undisputed African Fighting Podcast champion of the world. This is the UFC show, and with me today, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending, undisputed baddest man of the planet. You might know him as George Jefferson. I know Joey's name is Mr. Brazil.
I'm the champion right here.
It's Jedi
Yeah,
Knight.
right here.
What's happening, Jedi Knights?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Welcome. Okay, brah, so we're gonna get straight into it. I got some very interesting things to share with you and the people today. So be sure to subscribe to Fighting with Friends for more fantastic content. But we're gonna jump straight into it, and it's BJ Penn at it again. He is absolutely cooked here, bruh. So gonna play some footage here for you, bruh. This is from the ITP
Yeah, this
MMA
guy.
channel. This is Akaika Smith. He's a local politician in Hawaii, and he had some choice words for BJ Penn. So I'm gonna take it away here, Jada, and then I'll get your reaction afterwards. Okay.
Well, looks like Bijo's losing it again. I told you guys about this shit like a year ago, and I was the bad guy. Everybody's like, bro, leave Bijo alone, bro. That's my uncle. He's a champ. You just hating on the champ. Just like that. That's exactly how the comments would read. And then now the comments is slowly changing. Oh, brother Bijo, no kill your whole family, bro. Oh, brother Bijo, you're a champ, bro. Please get help. Oh, man, it's so sad to watch this CTE. CTE. Billy, that's METH.
Anyways,
Away. So yeah, BJ Penn. This is Akaika Smith, like I said, local politician in Hawaii. Talking about BJ Penn, saying BJ Penn is on meth. Jedi, you're on mute, bruh. There
Damn,
you go.
sorry. That was hilarious. Who's this dude? Who's this guy?
Akaika Smith, local politician. But there's a little bit more. I'm just gonna play that part, and then we'll take it forward from there.
This motherfucker is on Body by Bot 2. That's the only thing that helped you lose weight like that. We should start calling him Bloodhound Bijo for all the shit that he been sniffing up his fucking nose. You guys over here talking about mental health. That fucker is just mental. No more any health around him. Oh,
Yo.
where's people like his family to help him? He just fucking said he's gonna kill them all. So they're probably not really close to him right now. I don't know. Maybe just me. But usually if somebody said they're gonna fucking kill me because I'm a fake person, probably not gonna be around that fucking area. But each his own, I guess, Billy. Holy fuck.
Away. So BJ Penn, big trouble here, Jedi Knight. Apparently
That's
is on meth.
crazy.
So yeah, any thoughts on that so far?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. I think it's firstly funny. This dude, he's clearly in the wrong business. He shouldn't be a politician. He should be a comedian or a YouTuber. He's very entertaining. I don't know. I didn't. How did BJ Penn firstly go from being a Hall of Famer to a meth addict? That's like a bit heavy. I wasn't following the backstory. Was there some tragic incident that happened that made him a meth addict now?
Nah, so what happened was, according to BJ Penn, is that this bra, Akaika Smith, is actually another bra, Eric Beach, and he's wearing a Akaika Smith skin. Sinjay.
He's
So he-
obviously on meth.
what do traders?
yeah, that was insane.
He's
Ads.
He's
Um,
obviously on meth then, bruh. I don't know what. I would have to hear it from BJ Penn. I would have to see more recent videos of BJ Penn and then make a decision.
I'm gonna show you everything you need to see today, bro. This is a post from his Instagram, I think. So you can see he's saying Akaika Smith is actually another bra wearing another bra's skin. But instead of saying why he's saying that, all he's saying is that he wants his tractor back, Sinjay. So
What the
obviously,
hell?
yeah, BJ Penn said those man stole his tractor. Yeah. But anyway, there's a bit more. There's a bit more. We did cover this in our previous video when BJ Penn said that his mom was replaced by another woman that's wearing his
Yeah,
mom's
that's
skin
fucked up.
also. I'm just gonna play that part now also quickly.
There's a lot going down in Hawaii.
Here we go.
Earlier talking about my mom and my brothers getting hurt. This is real JD and fake JD. Real JD has all of his teeth and a pointy chin. Fake JD is taller and has a crooked front left tooth and no back teeth, even though me, JD, and Reagan never had a cavity in our whole entire lives. I finally found a real picture of JD, his wedding picture. The fake JD with no teeth is from the last Thanksgiving a couple months ago. This is the original picture that I noticed something was strange because his eye color was brown, not black, and had a crooked front tooth, which I never saw before.
What?
I googled JD's name and there were no pictures of him on the internet, only one or two of himself and none showing his teeth. So I asked Rich Cho, Bellator matchmaker, who is always with JD, to send me a picture of JD with his teeth. Rich sent a picture, but it looked like it was photoshopped. His tooth was extra white. So I kept bugging fake Lorraine Chin about JD's teeth and that it wasn't him, to have JD send me a picture. And then this new fake JD guy sends a picture of all of his teeth back in his mouth. Third JD has a growth up on his right eye. His right cauliflower ear is completely different. And the other JD, and he doesn't match up, but I try to push them together in a collage thing just to try to line it up, just to see if it is real and realize how many people are playing JD. In this picture that I noticed, the kids look like Fraggle Rock. LJ's neck is so long, so I compared him to long neck guy. And then I looked at the younger boy MJ, and his eye goes by the nose, and there's nothing here that looks like LJ's.
Okay. So as you can see,
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
really
skin. There's a lot of skinwalkers around, bro. That's the problem we're having here. But I'm gonna I'm gonna play one final part and then we'll have a quick discussion about it. So BJ Penn is saying, like I said, people are wearing other people's skins and they're doing it. This was a video we made previously about his mom. Just a bit of context there.
Penn, Reagan Penn, and Kalani Mamazuka were all murdered. And this picture right here, I took it during the governor's campaign. My mom's anti-helix is falling off and in her ear. And then you can see the two different kind of skins on the back of her neck, that she's wearing some kind of makeup, a skin makeup. And then here's my brother. I thought his ears looked funny, so I go, let me see your ears. And then I looked and I saw his eye later, and then he has freckles on his ear.
Wait, look at that, bruh. Just go back. Look at that. Huh?
What's that?
Doesn't that
This is
prove anything?
that's an
Look,
old
this is
eye.
like, nah, this is where the eye should end, but here's some other skin coming over. So this is not the real skin, bruh. This is someone else's skin, Sinjay, on someone else's
That's
body.
called old people's cartilage or something, bro. I'm sure there's a name for
Nah,
this.
bruh.
I'm
What
sure
if he's
you
right?
ask, he must run it by like somebody like Tom Cruise or Terrence Howard. I think would give him a proper scientific answer for this.
But yeah, so BJ Penn, look, I mean, everybody's saying he's cooked up on meth or he's
I don't know what he's on, but he's
CTE.
obviously not okay.
Could be CTE, they say, but my
What's
thing
that?
is, bro, like brain damage from fighting.
Nah,
But my thing is this, bro. What if he's right? What if they are really
I mean,
controllers?
people have to prove him wrong still, you know what I mean?
That's my thing, bro.
At this point he's not wrong.
That's
So
my thing.
I mean it's just some heavy stuff to prove, and if his mom was murdered, are there any news stuff to say that his mom was murdered? And then secondly, if his mom's still alive, then clearly she's an imposter.
Exactly, bro. That's my thing. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, drop us a comment there. Is
And
BJ Penn going
JD,
crazy?
yeah, JD, wow, who's this guy? Stunt double JD.
Yeah, so
It's insane.
is BJ Penn going crazy or are there skinwalkers among us, guys? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to Fighting with Friends for more of this kind of content.
Well, I mean, it just sounds crazy, right? But you'd be crazy to think that this kind of thing is not real. Also,
That's my thing, bro. Exactly. So yeah,
yeah.
let's see what happens. Maybe BJ Penn's gonna go full on blade on us, start taking out these skin crawlers. Love to see it. But yeah, like and subscribe to Fighting with Friends, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go to something a bit more in the fight realm now, Jedi. This is
Okay.
Ilya Top Tura announcing that his fight camp has officially begun. This was posted on April 22nd, so that was 2 days ago. The rumors are that it's either going to be Islam for the title or Charles the Bronx for an interim title, and that would involve Islam going up to welterweight
Mm,
to
that's
possibly
crazy.
fight the winner of JDM and Bilal. So yeah, bro, what are your thoughts on that? What would you like to see, and how do you think it's going to play out?
Yeah, it's very interesting. It all can also make sense. I think for both Ilya and for Islam, it seems as though the timing is right for them to do it. Not that JDM or Palau are gonna be easy opponents than anyone else. I mean, they deserve being there. They won, but you would rather want to see like I don't know a Usman and a Islam Makachev. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I think it's perfect timing for him to go up. I think it's perfect timing for Taporia also to go up to the lightweight. I would like to see them face off though before um, Makachev decides to vacate the title. I don't know, bro. It will be fun to see him fight Charles or Makachev. Ideally, it would be better to let him fight Makachev. That's kind of the fight people want to see, and I think he's deserving of it after beating Max and Volkanovski. I don't see why not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed.
Uh, yeah, I don't see why not for Charles. For Charles, I mean, he's also kind of just been waiting on the sideline for a fight. What happened to that other kid, Armin?
Sarukian, he was
He's
he was
injured.
supposed to fight for the title, and then he pulled out because either back injury or didn't make weight. But you
Oh
know,
yeah. Then Moicano. Okay. Um,
but here's my
yeah.
question, bro. Just moving to the welterweights for a second. I don't know why Jack Della Maddalena is getting a title shot, bro.
Why?
Because look at the names above him. Maybe not Kamaru,
Rachmanov.
Rachmanov, even Sean Brady. But I mean, they needed a fighter now. But why him, bro? Because when was the last time he fought?
He fought
Gilbert
Ian
Burns in like
Machado.
2023.
Gilbert Burns.
Nah, look here. This was Gilbert Burns, March 10th,
Yeah.
2024. So that was like a year ago.
Mm,
He hasn't really been too active. I don't know. For me,
yeah.
he hasn't really done enough. It was a big shock for me. Like all of a sudden, here's JDM title shot. Like what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
Let's
know.
just go back. Yeah. I mean, he's been winning not super convincingly, you know what I mean? Other than, I mean, he beat Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns was like kind of coming off the couch to take this fight.
Gilbert was winning
yeah.
that fight until he finished him in the third round. Gilbert was winning
I
that
can't
fight.
really remember.
Nah, I rewatched it. Gilbert was winning that fight, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't. Where's this rankings now? Welterweight. I was also a bit shocked by it because I feel like they ghosting Rachmanov. You know what I mean? He obviously has to fight for the title.
I think he might be injured again.
Okay,
But
and
I
then
don't know.
Sean
But
Brady was
I would
below,
have
like
even
he
given
was number 6
yeah.
before he beat Edwards. I think he was 6 or something.
Mm.
That's why he's 1 now. So yeah, I think the O deserves it. It's like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, Usman is there, bro. It could have
But
let
he also
Usman.
hasn't fought. Is that man even still a fighter, bro? He's like a full-time podcaster now. I would have actually
Exactly.
given the title shot to Ian Machado, bro, if Shavkat was injured.
Nah, he even
Because
lost
he,
the
yeah, but he
Rahmanov.
took that fight on short notice, bro, and he put on a good showing. You know what I mean? So give the man a title shot to say thanks for,
Mm.
saving an event. Even though he lost, it was a close fight and it was short
Mm.
notice. So
Mm.
I wouldn't have been mad at that. But Della kind of coming out the left field for me, yo.
Mm. Okay. Well,
But anyway,
okay. Yeah.
so
Well,
you
dude, I
say
think Jack Della Magalena is a better title fight than
But
Ian
Mama
Machado,
Babo,
in
how you
my.
say Fabio Maldonado.
you think you think he's gonna win?
No, no, I didn't say that. I said he is a better um, title contender than Ian Machado, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think he's a tougher guy. Like if they had to fight, I think he beats Ian Machado, Gary. To be honest,
Okay.
unless
See?
Ian Machado runs away from him like he does with everyone else.
Yeah, this is also a possibility. But anyway, but speaking of Ian Machado, Gary will transition then to our UFC Fight Night 256 preview. And this is taking place on Sunday, the 27th of April at 3 a.m. South African time from T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, America. um, so yeah, we're going to go straight to our main event. At the top of the card, we see Ian Machado Gary, 15-1-0. Last time out losing to Shavkat Rakhmanov by split decision, I believe it was. He's coming up
No,
against, was it unanimous?
yeah, that man's a beast, bro.
Are you
Man,
sure
tell
it was
player
it?
now.
But anyway, he's
I'm
coming up
sure it
against
was.
Carlos Prates, 21-6-0, on an absolute tear here in the UFC at the moment. And yeah, he's coming into this fight as the 2.10 underdog Carlos Prates. Gary Machado is a 1.75 favorite. So Jada, how's this one going to play out there?
Yeah, I think it's a very exciting fight. It's also one of those fights to eliminate the guy from the conversation, kind of thing. I think it's a very even fight. Also, it's kind of Brazil versus Brazil here.
Yeah.
I think it's Ian Machado Gary obviously knows how to win fights, bro. That's why he's been so successful. He only lost now. It's the first fight in his life to this dude the last time. But so which means he knows how to find a win. But I think he's going up against a guy that's very game, a very game Muay Thai fighter. And it's going to be up to Ian Machado to decide whether they're going to stand or whether they're going to roll on the floor or whether he's just going to lateral movement and run away from Carlos most of the fight. Because I think his movement is better, but obviously he has to try and find a win against a guy that's got Muay Thai across his chest and danger on his left leg. He's kind of telling you exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, for me personally, I think if Ian engages in a Muay Thai battle with him, if they just decide to, let's just, stand and trade and make this a Muay Thai fight, I think he's going to come up short. He obviously has to jiu-jitsu this guy, but I mean, Carlos's takedown defense has been pretty formidable so far. So for me, I think it's gonna be one of those kind of split decision fights. But I agree with the bookies. I think Ian is the favorite in a sense that we know Carlos is just, it's like one-dimensional. He's gonna come there and fight, stand up, kind of thing. He's gonna, he's gonna walk you down and he's gonna fight. It's going to be up to Ian to game plan and just strategize and get a win from being well rounded and more complete. But yeah, my heart is with Carlos Prates for the win here, Baba.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, Ian Machado Gary, I think he has shown that when he's the second best striker in the ring, he can resort to grappling and get the
Mhm.
result that way. So yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's either gonna be Carlos Prates by KO or Ian Gary by decision. But I
yeah,
am gonna pick Ian Gary to get it done. Yeah, I think he's gonna game plan well, like you said. I think he's gonna utilize his
exactly.
grappling and he's gonna nullify the threat of Carlos Prates' knockout power. So I look for him to get it done by decision here. So yeah, either way, Brazil's gonna win on the night, like you said, Brazilians. Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts here, Jedi Knight?
Yeah, I mean, exactly as you say. He's gonna have to grind it out here and be very smart to get a win. I'll be very surprised if he KOs Prates, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my team. But Prates is crafty, bro. This is like I can see Prates going in there and touching him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Ian decides to fight him back, which is not going to be the smartest thing to do. But overall, as you say, I agree with you. The smart money is on a Machado Gary decision.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments if you have any different thoughts on that. Who wins there for you, Ian Machado Gary or Carlos Prates? But okay, we're gonna go to the next fight now, and here we see our boy Anthony Smith, who has made us quite a bit of money betting against him in the light heavyweight division here. Absolute stalwart of the UFC. His record is 38, 21 and 0, 19 wins by KO. On a 2-fight slide, last time he lost to Dominic Reyes by KO. Coming up against Zhang Ming Yang, 18-6 and 0, 12 by KO. 2-fight streak. Last time out, he beat Ozzy Diaz by KO. So, Jadson, this is going to be business as usual. Anthony Smith out, or is he going to retire on the up here, bro? What do you think?
Yeah, bro, I would love for him to retire on the up. I just think he's going against a legit kind of K1 kickboxing guy. That's very tough, very smart, and has a lot of first round finishes. So he's very dangerous from the start of the fight. But if there's anyone with a lion heart and never gives up, it's Anthony Smith, as we know. Kind of like, hit and a miss. You never know what you're going to get with Anthony. It's a coin flip. I'm quite surprised that he's still fighting. I thought he was retired after the last fight. But, yeah, I mean, heavy underdog. He's like, what, 4 point something underdog.
He's actually a 5.0 underdog on this card.
Damn.
So, damn, he's right, bro. It's not even worth betting against him this time.
So, yeah, obviously it looks like everything is saying Anthony's going to get knocked out brutally, probably in the first round. If you want to bet, you should bet on Zhang for first round KO, yeah. And yeah, I think Zhang is one of those prospects we can get excited for to fight some of the top guys in the future. Love Anthony Smith. It's just, he's going up against a really good kickboxer.
Look at these numbers, bro.
First round.
This is
Zhang
so
first round, bro.
poorly priced, bro. It's not even double your
That's what I'm
money.
saying.
That's ridiculous. So it's like,
That's what-
why
bro.
is Anthony Smith even showing up to the fight if they're gonna give us these kind of numbers, bro? 1.83 in the first round is not even double your money back, bro. So they're basically
So
saying
go
this is what's gonna happen.
yeah. Pray that he survives the first round to get
number
knocked
one
out in the
bullshit.
second round.
Yeah, that sounds like a smart bet, bro. But even round 2 is only 5, bro. And usually round betting is like, double digits because it's like, you have to call it. But 1.83, bro, that's diabolical for a fucking
Yeah.
first round finish. So yeah, not really much else to say. Anthony Smith back to the wall here. Gerard, what you saying there? Sneaky $50 on Anthony Smith to get it done on the money line.
Never, but
All right then. But okay,
I won't
drop
do it.
us, drop us a
No.
comment there, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any thoughts on Anthony Smith and Zhang Mingyan. We'll keep moving down the card, and here we go to Giga Chikadze coming up
I
against
think
David. Yeah.
I think this is one. I think this is one with the bookie, just like last week with Reyes and Dan Ige. I think this is one where the more experienced guy is gonna show the newcomer that there's levels to this game, and you're just gonna unfortunately get dogged out. So this is that fight on this card where I feel like Giga is going to outdog David Onama. It's just gonna be more experienced and pick him apart.
Mm.
If
Well,
he
I mean,
survives the first round, this is like another first round thing, just the other way around. Like David's got a lot of first round KOs. He's known for knocking people out in the first round, but I feel like skill wise, and obviously I don't like going against Africa or Brazil, but I just feel like Giga is going to keep him on the end of the punches and school him.
you see, these numbers are more like reasonable for round finishes. This is what you expect to see for like first round, second round. Not 1.83 for Anthony Smith, damn it. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, Giga Chikadze is 15-4-0. He lost to Arnold Allen in his last fight. David Onama
Which is
is
tough.
on yeah. David Onama is
Right,
on a
you see-
3-fight win streak.
I know, but first round KOs.
Yeah, so what's stopping him from KOing Giga Chikadze in the first round here?
The experience.
Yeah, look, I don't really know if Giga's got what it takes to survive here, bruh.
Yeah. I just need to put my computer on charge. Sorry, just give me a minute.
No worries, no worries.
If you
But yeah,
can carry
ladies
on.
and gentlemen, if you have any questions or any thoughts about the Giga Chikadze fight versus David Onama, you can definitely ask Jedi Knight in the comments. He seems to be very well informed here. Any final thoughts here on this Giga versus David Onama fight, Jedi Knight? Not with us. Okay. In that case, then we'll keep it moving and we'll go to the middleweight division where Dricus du Plessis is, of course, the champion. And here we see Michal Pereira, who is 31-12-0, 11 by KOs, 9 by sub. Last time lost to Anthony Fluffy Hernandez by KO. Before that, he was on an 8-fight win streak. He's coming up against Abus Magomedov, who is 27-6-1, 14 wins by KO, 7 by sub. Last time out, he beat Bruno Ferreira by sub. And he's on a 2-fight win streak. So, yeah, as everyone, of course, knows, Michal Pereira, extremely exciting fighter. Really likes to entertain the fans. Does a lot of outlandish things, backflips, front flips, cartwheels, all that shit. Tries to keep his opponent guessing. Again, very entertaining, but he's coming up against Abus Magomedov, who is extremely well-seasoned fighter here. And yeah, I think when you try to do these outlandish backflips, front flips, and side kicks against a guy like Abus, you're gonna get caught out. It's gonna take him down and beat on him. So I got Abus Magomedov by TKO here. Jedi Knight, what are you saying? Betting against Brazil or
No,
Yeah.
no. I think Michel Pereira is probably going to win this fight by Michel Pereira ways, as you said, backflips and spinning back elbows and running off the fence like he's Blade's understudy. But yeah, I can agree. It's a very tough opponent in Abus, who's also very well rounded, very seasoned. He's been coming on for a long time. But I think he's going to come up short here in the athleticism of Michel Pereira. I think that's going to hold him apart and bring out a win.
Yeah, I mean it's very difficult to say with Michal Pereira, but yeah, like I said, I think Abus is just a bit too smart for that nonsense. All the flying, athletics, and
Yeah.
acrobatics.
Also,
think,
I think, yeah,
No,
I
I
think
just think
Abus
that's the
doesn't
kind of
have the
thing that's
right
exactly going to make
nationality.
him lose. It's German.
He's not the yeah, it's not the right nationality, not the right surname, but the nationality doesn't match. So it's like, hey, this one's coming through China. That's why we're in Kansas.
Oh, he's a fugazi. He's a fake, that
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
So yeah, maybe that will play a part in the result here. Let us know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, who you got winning that one. But yeah, the card not too great. I don't know if you know too much about Rude Boy Randy Brown and Nicholas Dalby. You want to give us who and why here, Jedi?
I don't know Nicholas Dalby, but I've seen Randy Brown twice before. Um, he's one of those kind of. I'm not sure what camp he's coming out of. But he's very also well rounded, fast, likes to do heavy kicks, heavy body kicks, heavy hands, and I think he's the favorite in this one as well. So it's kind of one of those tune-up fights. I've never seen Nicholas Dalby in my life,
Yeah,
so I'm not
coming
sure.
out of Denmark.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
doesn't sound right.
yeah, so Randy
That
Brown
doesn't
here, the
sound right.
1.4 favorite to get it done. So yeah, maybe it is that cut and dye.
Yeah.
In which case we can keep it moving. Um, we got Ikram Aliskerov coming up against Andre
Mm,
Muniz. Any thoughts there?
yeah, top two there. Very well rounded technical fighter. It's one of the it's like a mirror image of Islam. Not
Mm,
only by the looks, but the way he fights. It's very tight. The punches are very straight and things like that. I think he's gonna blow through Andre Muniz. I don't know Andre Muniz, but doesn't seem like he's experienced enough to get through Ikram.
Yeah, I mean Ikram was finished by Robert Whittaker. I think in his last fight, but
Mm.
he did mention that there was a lot of traveling that he needed to do on short notice and weight
So
cutting.
hectic.
That could
So
have
Whittaker beat him.
Yeah, Whittaker actually finished him, which is not something we see very often.
Mm.
Whittaker finishing manner,
Hectic.
but again, he did mention that the weight cut and the traveling and the jet lag and all of that was a factor. So let's see, maybe he'll give a better showing of himself now that he's had a full camp. And he's better
Yeah.
prepared. Let's hope for that. But yeah, just a few honorable mentions. We have Chris Gutierrez and John Castaneda. But more importantly, we have our countryman and fellow South African Cameron Simon fighting out of the same camp as Dricus Du Plessis, coming up against, Malcolm Wallmaker.
Just this.
Look at this
All this
guy.
guy's
man.
status
Look at this guy. Not
should be in a
serious.
music
Man.
video.
Yeah, he's also making his debut here.
Should be in like a
So,
rap video or something.
he looks like a 21 Savage clone.
Yeah.
Exactly like that. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on this one, bro? Cameron Simon
I
gonna get
have
it done
no
ASAP.
idea who this dude is. Malcolm Wallmaker. Obviously his debut fight, but got 8-0. Cameron Simon, yeah, obviously I'm gonna go with my guy Cameron. I'm very excited to see him fighting again. The last time I saw him fight was with the Peyton kid, very powerhouse dude who I think lost to some experienced dude. Anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see Cameron get back in the win column here. So it's gonna be like to see him throw down. I think he's obviously gonna school this guy in like a boxing, like kickboxing style, because that's Cameron's style. And yeah, so what happened? Yeah, he lost that lighting.
Talbot, yeah, which is very
Yeah,
disappointing.
yeah, it was sad.
And then he lost to Rodriguez, but before that he was on a 3-fight streak, so hopefully he can get back to winning ways here. But of
Yeah,
course, if you have any
those are two
thoughts on that
losses
one,
there. Yeah, no, I look forward to watching fight. I'm definitely gonna watch that fight, and I'm definitely gonna put some co-op on him also.
yeah, nah, we have to. We have to. Whenever South African fights, we got to put money down. I said I was
Yeah.
retiring from sports betting, but
So we got to
yeah.
see if the Booker is playing this weekend. But anyway,
Wait,
for
Cameron
me,
Simon is
I've
basically
got
double money.
I've got Cameron Simon, Michelle Pereira, Giga, and Prates.
Let's go with that and see what that yields. So, Michel Pereira, Giga, and Carlos Prats, which is going to do a lot of nice things to this multi. 16.55, bro. Put a 50 bucks on
Nice.
that. I quit my job on Monday. But yeah, that is UFC Fight Night 256, bro. Do you have any final thoughts on the card as a whole? Anything like that?
Hey, so again, sorry, now I was just looking at this odds again. Hmm?
Do you have any thoughts, any final thoughts here on the card?
Yeah, there's some smart opportunities to be made. It's not such a bad card. All in all, I think there's some good future stars to be made on this card. So it's gonna be interesting.
All right, let's hope so. Let's hope so. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, drop us a comment there. Let us know your thoughts on the card. Let us know your thoughts on BJ Penn, the lightweight division,
Oh, that's
the
crazy.
welterweight division. Everything we've discussed here today. Subscribe to Fighting with Friends. Watch the podcast every day. Myself, B, BG, Jedi Knight. All of us here at Fighting with Friends. We'll see you on Sunday for the recap.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great week further. See you next time. Bye bye.